morning Skylark class. I thought I would just go over a method today, which is finding fractions of amount, because I know that it was something that we were working on last week. Just before we start, there's some key vocabulary that I'm going to be using, things that we use a lot in maths lessons, but just to recap them are equal parts, numerator, denominator, lots of, and repeated addition. So if I take a calculation, so 4/5 of 235, okay? Just as an important thing, remember that of can be represented by a multiplication sign. So if you see that, don't think it's a new method, it's exactly the same. Of and times or multiplication represent the same thing. A really good way to do this is what we were doing last week, is to represent it using a bar model. So the first thing I need to do is I need to know how many equal parts make up my whole. So the denominator tells us how many equal parts make up the whole. So I know that my bar needs to be divided into 5 equal parts. And for this, I know that my whole is represented by the amount 235, okay? By the end of this, I want to be able to find what 4/5 is of the whole. So at the moment we don't know this value, but this is what we're going to have a go at calculating. So the first thing I need to do is I need to break that whole down into 5 equal pieces. Now the best way to do that is using bus stop method and doing division. So what we're going to do is we're going to use some of that vocabulary to start with, which is lots of. I'm saying how many lots of 5 fit into 2? Well, 0 do. And then I carry that over. I now have 23. How many lots of 5 fit into 23? 4 whole lots do, with 3 carried over. And then the last part, how many whole lots of 35, or how many whole lots of 5 fit into 35? It is 7. So I now know that I have broken this down into 5 equal parts. So I know what 1/5 of that whole is now. We know that 47 is equal to 1/5 of that amount of 235. But I've still got a little bit more to do there. I'm not quite there yet because I'm looking to find 4/5, okay? Now, there's 2 ways that we could do this. One being doing 47 multiplied by 4, because that would give my answer. But we also know that multiplication is the same as repeated addition. So I could also add 47 together 4 times, because they are the same thing. Now, as mathematicians, I always say we want to go for the most efficient method. So actually, multiplication in this case is going to be the best way for us to do this and the quickest way to do it. So 4 times 7 is 28, and then carry over my 2 tens into my tens column. And then 4 times 4 is 16, plus the 2 is 18, and carry my 10 tens, or 100, exchanging it into the hundreds column. So it gives me my answer of 188. So now we know that 4/5 is equal to 188. Okay, what I'll do is I'll post another example of this so that you can have a go at home, and please feel free to take pictures and send me back what you've been doing. Thank you very much.